Thank you for joining us for Class in Session. Another week, another interview where we talk to Caribbean educators who are making an impact somewhere on this global space. Today, I have with me Shan, the talented one. And it goes without saying, because she's just been all over social media singing and giving all kind of commentary and advice and cooking and just doing all of the something them. So by now, everybody should have an idea who this is. Thank you for joining me, Shan.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. It's hot, but I'm feeling absolutely amazing because it's summer. Teacher on a summer holiday. What more can I ask for?
You cannot ask for anything more. Maybe a 2 week extra, but that's about it.
Yes.
But all right, let's get into the nitty gritty, right?
All
Before we
right.
even get into the packing list of, something that you've been talking about so much lately with the J1, let's go right back to your roots. Take us back to Jamaica. What was growing up like? Where did you teach? How did you start your teaching journey?
All right. So for me, back in Jamaica, growing up, it was hard. I grew up in a single parent household, and you know that go. It's kind of challenging. I grew up with my mom and my three sisters, and she had a very hard time. And when I was attending high school, I attended Jonathan Grant High School.
My sister went there.
And so, funny enough, I am a math teacher,
Okay.
but I was never good at math. So, in my third year, I think it was third form, I wasn't doing so well, but unfortunately, my teacher didn't have enough guidance and patience with me. So, I was like, you know what? This is not for me. I went to fourth form. My fourth form and fifth form teacher, Mr. Wilson, I always commend that man. When I see him, when I speak of my journey, it's always about Mr. Wilson. He saw my potential and he said, listen, you can do this. You just need a little help. And
Mm-hmm.
so he assisted me the best way he could. And he said, you're going to be a math teacher. And here I am, almost 12 years later, a math teacher. I landed my very first and only job in Jamaica at the Wolmer's Trust High School for Girls. And I must say, I did not even apply to this institution. I had a lecturer from Michael. I attended Michael
Mm-hmm.
Teachers College, and that lecturer recommended me to the principal.
Okay.
And I just got a call to say, hey, we've heard about you. Can you come in for an interview? I was like,
I love
okay.
that.
Got myself together, and that's where I was for 9 years. And I must say, it was just an awesome experience for me. So
Wonderful,
that's how I
wonderful,
started my teaching career.
wonderful. And I've spoken about this, especially in my previous interview, about how I did not like math. And I'm very surprised that now it is one of my favorite subjects to teach.
Look at that.
Again, I did not have the support that I see a lot of students who don't need the support
Yes.
have. Once they get it, everybody, the teachers all over them, and they're already excelling. But I needed help, and trust me, it was difficult for me to get the help that I needed so much that I really despised math. I hated math with a passion,
So much.
right?
I totally understand.
It was not until I dropped inside teaching math, really, that I began to have an open mind
Yes.
to it, and I started learning and understanding all the things that I didn't understand before,
Before.
and that's when I got a love for it. But I am so grateful that one thing that changed between you and I is that our mindset was never, we don't like it, so we are never going to get it, and we are
That's
never
right.
going to teach it.
That's
We
right.
both seem to have to take that struggle and turn it into some kind of success story. So I'm very,
Definitely.
very happy about
Definitely.
that. And kudos to your teacher,
Thank you. Yes.
you
Yes.
doing great work to be mentioned and called. And
Yes.
you got the position. Listen, girl,
It's like, what?
listen, you're doing everything right.
Everything right, I must
Everything
say. And I had no idea who the lecturer was who recommended me
right.
until I think it was about 7 years later.
But look at that.
And I have to give her all the thanks.
So
because it really did something.
some it gives us an understanding of what it means when they say your talents will make room for you.
Absolutely. Here I am
I
on
mean,
your
look
talk
at
show.
that. Right. Let's talk about how you ended up here. A lot of us. I love Jamaica. I love teaching in Jamaica. I love the atmosphere of Jamaica. The idea of venturing abroad to teach has always been a little bit unnerving for me. What was it like for you, and what is your personal why?
So for me, I ended up in the United States through looking at TikTok. First of all,
Okay.
I saw persons talking about this J1 and teaching abroad. I'm like, okay, that's a thing. For me, as you said, I love Jamaica. Jamaica is just the place to be.
Mm-hmm.
But my why was growth. I just wanted a new experience to experience another culture, another educational system. And I must say that I am not a risk taker. I have a lot of fears where that is concerned. So
Me
I
neither.
sat on this thought for about, I'm going to say, 3 to 5 years. I was like, should I not? I was just hopscotching my way through. And
Mm-hmm.
then I just decided, hey, what harm can it do? Just try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And so I decided to send my application in, and that's where it all started. And I am very happy that I took that chance on myself.
For educators who are listening, what was the timeline like from you making that decision to you getting that approval to teach?
No, I must say I think I'm one of the lucky ones because
Okay.
it wasn't a long time I waited. It wasn't short, but it wasn't long. I think it was somewhere between 6 to 8 months thereabouts from
Mm-hmm.
doing the application, doing the interview, everything, and getting myself here. It was pretty short to me. It took me less than a year.
Okay.
So there are others who did not have that experience. So it all depends on the universe. It all depends on what is happening, the time frame, and all of that.
Okay. Walk us through the process. So you decided, okay, I want to teach abroad, right? I guess why here? Because I've had educators, some of them are teaching in Qatar, another one is in
Mhm.
Kuwait, another one is in Canada. Many of us are in America. Why here?
So for me, I don't think it was necessarily I'm saying, hey, I'm just gonna stick to America. I think it was doing my research on the
Mhm.
different programs
Okay.
based on what I saw online on TikTok. The TikTokers, they were mainly based in the United States, and I think that's how I just ended up applying to one of those programs. But in all honesty, I would not say I would not apply for other programs in other countries to see what it's like. Because for me, as I said before, it's just all about having the experience. Because
Mhm.
experience teaches wisdom. To have a growth mindset, it's very, very good. And I always say, plot that. Always good to have a growth mindset. And I always say, but for me, my final destination is home because I must go back to give back.
I love that. That was a question that I was going to ask you, but no, I don't even have to ask
Okay,
you again because you answered it without me even getting
my
there.
apologies.
No, 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 no need to apologize because a lot of educators, once we land here and we think about the hardships, let's not pretend Jamaica can be difficult, right?
Yes, yes.
You, it might be said that America is easier. I guess it's just you trying to pick your poison because really, when we come here,
Mm.
we gain the experience.
We're like,
Not so sure about that
okay.
one, you know?
It's not
Whether
what I thought.
rain, hail, sleet, or snow, you better be at work.
Definitely.
It's not like
And not to mention those sick times.
exactly. You have to be monitoring your sick days, and I think we are accustomed to being a little bit more lax in Jamaica. We have that flexibility where rainfall too hard. it don't feel so good. You can just kind of get out of it a little bit, but here you
Yes.
have to be on the grind
Mm,
constantly.
absolutely.
Bills don't back up for you. Um, Jobs are not just there waiting on you to land. You have to be serious about what you're doing, and you have to just commit
Yes.
to it. Um,
Yes.
all right, let's talk about credentialing and getting the proper papers just to make sure that you were able to teach. Walk us through that process.
Well, for me and my program,
Hmm.
it comes with it.
Okay.
So we didn't have to, well, I didn't have to do any exams to be teaching here. The license and everything, it came with the program, or
Okay.
through the program, I should say. Well, what I had to do though was to attend some workshops, some seminars in the evenings, but we didn't have to sit an actual examination. So
Okay.
I am, unfortunately, and I've been asked that question a lot
Hmm.
since I've been out there and sharing information. But unfortunately, I am not able to speak on that aspect because I didn't go through it.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Well, let me speak on it
Yes. Go
because
right
that is
ahead.
the route that I had to take. I think
Okay.
for a lot of people, when they come through the programs, you may or may not have to be credentialed. For
Okay.
others, like me, who came through a different pathway, credentialing was a must. And so we
Okay.
had to have all of those transcripts from Jamaica. We had to have all of the degrees and all of the verification of your presence and verification of your experience. Had to have all of that. And depending on where you are required to sit a state exam, depending on what you want to teach, depending on where you are, before you are even granted the opportunity to even interview. Some schools may take you because they know that you have the intention of
Mhm.
seeking out that qualification, but they will absolutely not take you unless you have all of your licensing from Jamaica, all your degrees, your transcripts, everything evaluated by a commission or a board over here first. So it has to be translated over. So if you're in Georgia, it has to be translated over to the Georgia system. If you're in South Carolina, same thing. North Carolina, same thing. Florida, same thing. It has to be translated before you are able to even think about getting an interview in a school. They're not going to hire you. Public school, they're not going to hire you without it.
Okay, no, I'm happy that you went ahead to explain that part because I think I misunderstood what you had asked.
Okay.
Because where that is concerned, I had to, because most of the times when they ask about the credentials, they're talking
Mhm.
about doing a state exam. So that is why I
Okay.
mentioned that it came with the program. But yes, absolutely. I had to get my transcript, my degree, my recommendations from back home, supervisors, principals, and sorry, that I sent those in and they did their validation and then they accepted me. So where that is concerned, absolutely, I had to do that part.
When you landed, did you know what school you were going to, where you were going to be located? Walk us through the process of getting settled.
All right. So before I came here, I knew the school that I was going to be teaching at. I knew the area and everything. I did my little Googling. I was looking around and, the beauty of Google Maps. And I was like, oh, it's right there. And I see
Hmm.
the building and all of that. I had the opportunity to be interviewed by the school district,
Okay.
not the principal, but the district. And so it gave me that form of comfort to start when I landed
Wonderful.
in the, yes.
Oh, the sneeze. Go back. Go back. Go back. So it gave me the opportunity to start.
Okay, so that gave me that level of comfort
Hmm.
before getting here, being able to see it. Another thing I must say is that my program, it gave us someone, or it assigned us someone to guide us with housing.
Okay.
So it's not this is what you should take, but it's more of an advice. Give
Hmm.
it based on where you're living. They're like, okay, these are some apartments in close proximity. You can do your research and see what you prefer. So that was very helpful for me. I was able to secure my apartment before coming here. I was able to do my first down payment before coming here. So that made the process very easy for me. And funny enough, I was like, yes, I get to live 2 minutes away from work. What more could I ask for?
Mm-hmm.
So that was easy. When I landed in the United States, they were there waiting at the airport
Wow, wow. So you got a
for
lot of
me.
support.
Yes, I
Okay.
will never ever take that away from the program. The support was there, 100%. So they were at the airport. They took us to a hotel to stay for, I think it was 3 days, and then they had a bus taking us all to our different counties. And another thing that the program did that was very helpful and it's very beneficial is that they assign us what is called a TA. So this person is in charge of taking us around for the first 6 weeks. They help us to buy a car, they help us to get stuff for our apartments, they take you to work back and forth until you secure your vehicle. They take you to do your driving lessons, grocery shopping. So that was super
Of course.
helpful.
Of
But
course.
for me, however, and I say this, I did an interview just last week and I was making mention of this part for me that I say, one thing I know, I'm just super blessed because my mom, she lives in the States, right? She's in a different state, but she's in the US, and my sister. And they were here waiting for me when I came here. So she left from her state and came to my state. And that support for me, it was
Mm-hmm.
just absolutely
Everything.
amazing. It made my process super easy. I
Mm-hmm.
had just to know you have family because I was like, I'm going to somewhere where I don't know. And for this program, you're not allowed to take your family for the
Mm-hmm.
first 6 weeks.
Okay.
So I was like, I won't have my husband. What am I going to do when this needs to be done, that needs to be done? So having the support from my mom, taking me around, helping me with the apartment, taking stuff down for me as well. So things like bed and table, I didn't have to buy those things because
Mm-hmm.
my mom took them
Mommy
down
have it
for me.
already. Mommy
Your
have your
mommy
money
have
already.
it locked.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just such a blessing because I'm like, me grown. But
Yeah.
my mom, she will just drop every and anything in a heartbeat
Yep.
to do whatever needs to
That's
be
a
done for her
wonderful,
kids.
wonderful mother. And but let me
Absolutely.
tell you, people might think, for those of you who think landing here means you drop both in a good life,
Mm-mm.
there are some
Absolute.
shocks.
Mhm.
There are some shocks when
Yes.
you land. One of the
Yes.
biggest shocks for me was credit because I never
I
needed
didn't even know
credit
what
when
that
I went
was.
to Jamaica. I didn't. What do you mean? I need to have credit? I can't just
Credits.
talk to the
Do it.
owner and give them a pay slip or a pay this
Mm.
or a promise from my employer that I have secured a job and this is the.
Yes.
I can't just do that and just pay them the first month and just move in. No, you have to have credit history. I'm like,
Credits.
what?
Because
Yeah,
what's a credit?
one is a credit, and I mean for everything. Drive a car, get a home, it everything. You would need to have credit. That was a culture shock for me. And so to have somebody who is there securing things for you and walking you through the process, they've already been through it, that makes the journey 100 times easier.
Yes.
So I don't
Yes.
know. I'm telling
Definitely. Because and one of the things too that I appreciate with the program
you.
where that credit thing is concerned, they have, I should say, connection with different apartments. So
Okay.
they know about us as J1 teachers. They know we're fresh off, whatever I say, fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
So they know we will not have credit. So they
Hmm.
take us without it.
Okay.
So that is
That's
another
wonderful.
blessing.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely. But
Absolutely
you did
wonderful.
touch a very important point because when you need to get some stuff, some things you better buy cash because if you don't have the credit, you
Hmm.
won't be able to go on this monthly plan.
Hmm.
Talking about credit cards, when I got here, I couldn't get a credit card. They're like, start a credit card so you can build credit. Me couldn't get no credit card. Me
Hmm.
apply a no credit card, and then they're saying do not apply to too many,
Hmm.
at once. And I'm like, so how am I going to build my credit?
Hmm.
And that's where my fantastic, amazing mom came in again.
Mm-hmm.
So it was through her adding me to her credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was able to
You were able
secure
to secure.
my first credit card.
Hey, big up, mommy.
Big up,
Hey,
mommy.
big up
Miss
you.
Joan, big up yourself.
Big up you, mommy, because you just set her up for success. I love it.
For success,
I
I'm telling
love
you.
it.
I tell her, listen, once I, because me dad say, if you know, you see, when I make it,
Mm-hmm.
mommy, it's
Of
mommy.
course.
It's mommy.
Of course. You
And I
can't be
must say to my
selfish.
husband, because even though he was not able to be here for the first 6 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't there physically, but he was there thank God for technology. So I would call him. I remember when I went to the school for the first time. Backyard, well, it depends on what level you're teaching, but when you're doing the high school, you're not fix up no classroom. What is that? So I stepped into the room 30 minutes. Because I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this room? I don't know how to, what am I? And I lost it. And I had to call him and he had to calm me down and say, all right,
Yeah.
show me the room. All right, put this right here, put that right here. And he did set me up before I came here with my Jamaica corner. He did the
Mm-hmm.
things that needed to be done. So when I got here, it's like, place this one right here,
Mm-hmm.
turn it this way, turn it that way. So, big up my husband too for the support.
Listen, let's talk about that.
Yes,
We're gonna just shift right into the culture shock. So,
absolutely.
moving from one country to the next and landing in that classroom. We already know, so you cry for the 30 minutes. What did that feel like, and how did you make a quick adjustment?
I'm going to tell you, it was devastating. I remember crying every single day for the first 6 months. I came home crying every single day. I think my suitcase was still packed up to year one because I was ready to go home. And every day I came home, I want to go home. And even before my husband came here, I had to go to work and everything just felt so different,
Mm-hmm.
trying to adjust. And he would have to be on the phone with me in the nights.
Mm-hmm.
Would drop asleep on the phone because I'm just crying myself away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things that nobody prepared you for. The kids are different, the behaviors are different, the whole classroom culture is just so different. And a lot of times I would always say, the Jamaican in me want to come out because I'm like, I cannot do this. What is this? I just need to go back home. I want to
Mm-hmm.
go back home. And I'm like, let me call my boss back home and tell her, listen, me coming right back. This is
Mm-hmm.
not for me. But then it's one thing about me. It doesn't matter what I'm going through and what I'm facing.
Mm-hmm.
I might be down for a moment, but not forever. Because I tell myself, you can never ever give up on the first inconvenience.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Life isn't easy. Life is hard, no matter what anybody wants to say. And so we are never walking on a perfect path. And I
Correct.
tell myself, girl, you know who you be. You know you're the great teacher. You know what you're capable of. Brush yourself off and let's do this.
Even if it's going to make
And
you cry for 6 months
even if
straight.
it's gonna take
Mm-hmm.
me a long time, let's do this. And I think up to this point in time, I'm still not fully adjusted, but I've come a far way. So the kids that I've had for the past 2 years, they don't appreciate what I do in the initial stage, but I can tell you, closer to the end, they're like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I really and truly adapted in a sense, probably the first year. I got used to it and said, all right, this is what it is. We're not going back home. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to come here and change some lives because we are all about that. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So I gave it my best. I have been giving it my best. And I put myself out there to just do what needs to be done. And it's at this point, I don't know if you have it anywhere else in your interview questions, but I think it's rather fitting that through doing that,
Mm-hmm.
being who I am and putting myself out there, I ended this school year being the math teacher of the year. I ended this school year being the back home we would say HOD, right?
Mm-hmm.
But over here they say the chairperson for the
I
math.
love it. I love it.
I
Oh
not
my
so number
goodness.
two. Number three, I ended the year being the district lead for math.
Girl. Girl.
So, and I must say,
What?
I said to myself, you were about to give up on yourself. And I remember when the district approached me,
Mm-hmm.
I will never ever forget the words. I talk about it and I'm getting emotional. I will never ever forget the words they said to me. We have been going around doing visits, watching teachers teach, and there's nobody like you. We need you to be the district lead. And I was like, whoa. I must say at first I never take it because I was like, me, no, me no know, me can't do them some of them, me for go conduct workshop and
Mm. You talking
but I
yourself out of
said,
it.
listen, we're gonna do this. And it was very it was a nerve-wracking experience, everything, but I did it and I'm proud of myself for
Mm, you
it.
ought to be. You
So
ought
this is me telling someone out there, do not give up on yourself. Do not sleep on yourself. Yes.
Shan, but you don't realize what a jump from crying every night for 6 months to
Yes.
not one,
Not
not
one.
two, but three accomplishments within the
Yes.
space of how long? Look
2 years.
at that. Look at that. Some people
Yes.
work their entire lives.
Yes.
Look at that.
Absolutely. And
Congrats.
well, I must say within the first year, because it's when I was starting my second year,
Mm-hmm.
then I was approached to be the other two. And then when it was close to the end of the school year, I
Mm-hmm.
saw the message coming out on the school's website that I was the math teacher of the year. I cried. I was actually in the kitchen cooking
Look here, I want you to understand. So you're gonna find that post. So you're gonna send that post to me so I can blast it everywhere. Because why not?
because why not?
Because why
I
not?
was just so I cried, I was so shaking, I was screaming. I called my mom. I was like, Mommy,
Of
guess
course.
what?
Oh my
You know?
goodness.
And it's just such a rewarding feeling.
Girl,
Yes.
congratulations. That is
Thank you so
quite a
much.
feat that you accomplished in such a short span of time. Wow.
Yes.
See? Never wanted to
Absolutely.
come, not
Not
necessarily
true.
because of how much years to figure it out. Then you reach and it's
Very
be
rich.
balling. Right? Then you land in the classroom and pure stress.
Yes,
But you
stress.
see, sometimes we need to say yes to everything that we would otherwise say no to because we just never know.
Absolutely.
Never
Yes.
know how much of a blessing is in that yes. I'm
That one,
supremely
yes.
proud of you. Oh my God,
Thank
girl.
you
Oh my
so
God.
much.
Woo! Wow.
And that's the thing about me too, because I am just such a humble individual. I don't know if it's because of how I grew up.
Hmm.
You grow up poor and you struggle, but it doesn't get to me.
We're not do that.
So yes,
We're not
because
doing
like
that no point in time. This is a big
you
deal.
know,
You are a big deal. You are a
they
big
were like, "Why you
deal.
never tell we? You get that and you never tell me." I'm like, I'm just so humble. I
Girl, drop
don't,
it. Drop
but
it everywhere. You're crazy. Drop it. We're not gonna be doing that, right?
yes,
I
yes,
I understand humility, but we
yes.
also need to learn to celebrate ourselves. Please, because if it was anybody else, I am sure it would have been posted everywhere
That's
by now.
true. That's true. That's what my friend said.
But
They said,
you're not
girl,
doing.
if we even buy one pen, you celebrate with the pen what we buy. So how you lock up
Exactly.
yourself so you don't want to celebrate yourself?
Exactly.
Celebrate yourself. So,
Exactly.
you know,
A blessing and a
yes,
curse to be humble, but learn to celebrate
yes,
yourself because that means that you've been making tremendous impact in your district, in your school. It's a huge, huge
yes.
accomplishment. Congratulations. Let's
Thank you
talk
so
about
much.
your let's call it the shift or the difference that you had to adjust to when it came to behaviors in Jamaica and behaviors here. And I don't know if I should say behaviors or really accountability with those behaviors, but you tell me.
Whew, I'm telling you, the accountability, that word, it's it gets to me a lot, to be honest, because I'm like, when are we going to hold kids accountable? That's one of the biggest things for me
Hmm.
being here. It's always the teacher, the teacher, the teacher. It's always an attack. But when will the kids be responsible and hold that sense of accountability that, hey, I am responsible for my actions. I should suffer the consequences for doing this or not doing that. And I still cannot, I honestly cannot get used to it. And I don't know if I will get used to it, to be honest.
Hmm.
Because there are times when I would be like, no, you're going to learn some accountability. And I do teach it in my classrooms because I said, one thing I know. You see, within these four corners,
Hmm.
this is my space. These are my rules. And I'm not going to say I am a very hard person, but I want to prepare them for the real world because there's nowhere in the world you cannot go to your job and say, "Oh, well, I'm not doing this," and think that your boss is gonna pay you. It's not gonna happen. You have to learn these life lessons, and I think that's one of the things my students eventually appreciate me for. That I'm not just teaching them the math; I'm teaching them life lessons, things that these things are not taught to them. You know what I mean? And so I make it my point of duty because I'm like, when they are successful,
Hmm.
it's all, yes, the kids, they put the work in and they did it. When they are not successful, teacher didn't do this and the teacher didn't do that.
Hmm.
And that led me to one of my posts the other day on my social media platform to say, when those EOG scores come out, do not, once you know you have done your absolute best, do not take it personally when the scores are not good.
Pause. You said
Pause.
EOG. Break it down for the audience that may not know what that is.
Absolutely. So that is called the end of grading period. So when we back home, we would say the end of year. Here, it's end of grade.
Okay.
Right? So I'm like, when they do that examination, I personally do not feel attacked. I do not take it upon myself to be depressed or to cry about it that, oh my God, so many failed, so many, because I know I gave it my best.
Hmm.
And one of the things for me that even settles it for me, when my students, they don't do well, they don't say, I didn't do. They don't say Miss McLeod didn't. You know what they usually say to me? Miss, you did your best. I didn't do what I was supposed to do.
Okay. So there is a level
And
of
that
accountability
settles
from
it for
them.
me.
Hmm.
Yes, because I teach them that level of accountability. So they know that, listen, if you do not put that work in,
Hmm.
you cannot expect to not plant a seed and expect that you're going to end up with this watermelon in your hand.
Hmm.
You have to put the work in. You only reap what you sow.
Right.
So I know I go hard in that classroom. I go hard for my students.
Hmm.
And one of the things I always say, I know out there it might not be appreciated, it might not be agreed upon, and that's fine. But for me, and as a teacher and being in this profession for so long,
Hmm.
I've come to realize you cannot save everyone.
You cannot save
You cannot
everyone.
save
Okay.
everyone. It's not gonna happen.
Hmm.
You can try your best, but it's not going to happen. And that, I think I finally understood that
Hmm.
being here.
Mm.
That brought it home for me.
That was going to lead to that was leading to another question because I was about to
Mhm.
ask you, how has teaching in the US changed your perspective on education? Is that the answer?
Yes, you cannot save everyone. And one of it also teaches me that education is not valued by everyone.
Mm.
It's not valued everywhere, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And that was another culture shock for me. Because I was like, why you don't want to learn? Why you don't want to do this? Why you don't? You need this, you need that. They're very much okay with not learning. They're very much okay with not passing.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay because they know they're moving on. It doesn't really matter. They're not
Absolutely.
repeating. They're not, the world is still there for them.
Mm-hmm.
Back home, our kids appreciate education so much. And I always say, if we had the resources, just the resources, the way we do here,
Mm-hmm.
nobody can beat we. You know what I mean? Because it's just that important for us.
Mm-hmm.
You want it, but for here, and I've learned to accept it for what it
It
is.
is.
So I tell myself, listen, you don't come here to change the system. You cannot do that.
Mm-hmm.
You are here to give off your best self. You are here to help who you can help. And just know that once you give it your best and you've given it your all,
Mm-hmm.
the rest is left up to them.
Absolutely. What is one thing from the Jamaican school culture that you wish the American schools would adopt?
Boy, it leads me right back to what I just spoke about. Valued education. To be
Mindset.
honest,
Mindset,
valuing
is it?
education, that mindset. Because let me tell you something. If it's one thing I know,
Mm-hmm.
based on my upbringing, and I think probably because I went through a lot of sufferation, that you want to have this, it better you have it and can use it than not have it and want it and cannot get it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? So to value education, have that, because once you have your education, you are halfway there. It's just about seeking a job. And it's not only about job, it's about life in and of itself. It teaches you so much. Going to school, learning, it teaches you how to be disciplined, how to be consistent. It teaches you patience. There's a lot coming from having education.
Mm-hmm.
So that part for me, it's just not the same here. And I've just going to accept it for what it is.
Mm. Have you learned anything here that you really didn't learn in Jamaica and you are going to take it back with you?
I would say the the way we do, let me tell, I can only speak about math because that's what I teach,
Okay.
right? The resources, because there are so many things, so many resources, especially for the math, that I say, I was like, oh my god, I kid you not, I immediately went back to thinking about my kids back home and my classroom. I was like, you can imagine if we didn't have this. Oh my god, me and my people them would have so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because you try to have that fun with them, you try to do the curriculum, and it tells you, it's like a little guide. They do give us that. And you're trying to have this fun with them, with the lesson. They don't appreciate it. But I still ensure that I learn it. I still ensure that I practice it. I get the full understanding of it, because one thing I know, when I go back home, I will definitely be using those strategies.
Mm-hmm. So
Yes.
being here has to some extent armed you with the tools needed to be an even better teacher than you were when you
Yes, than I was, yes, back home,
yeah.
especially with the resources, because my kids back home, they know I am one for building a song, as you
Mm-hmm.
can see. So I would tie in the song
Well,
with
it's
the
more
lesson,
resourceful that
and
way.
yes, so I mean I tie it in, and then it just feels nice. So when I try to do it here, they don't appreciate it. It kind of sinks here a little bit,
Do
because
you
I'm
know,
human,
do you know
you
why
know.
I think it is though that they don't appreciate it? I want to say it's because they're not accustomed to it.
Maybe,
You know,
yes,
culturally, I find that things are mid what I call it mid.
yes.
Everything is mid, you know,
Mhm.
if it's
Yeah.
not fitting within their perspective of
Hmm.
what is in at the moment, they're not gonna do it.
No,
Have
them just
absolutely
cancel back.
exactly automatically
Yes.
it is cancelled and they are
Yes.
not going to participate. I think
In it at
our
all.
children are more adaptive they're
Mm-hmm.
willing to adapt a lot more than children that are brought up here. And that is in
Yes.
terms of, I, I, I don't know, but I would think that it's more difficult for you being in high school to get them to do anything
Mm-hmm.
versus my having them in elementary,
Yes. Yes.
you know?
That's
What
true.
is it like teaching high school, by the way? Okay, what's that like? Okay. Mm, mm, right. They're full grown adults. I can hear you. It came off a while ago. A little bit.
Yes.
Hmm.
It oh, you're right. So they're full grown adults. They think they have made it, they're there. And so it's very, very difficult to kind of mold them.
Hmm.
And I find that I spend most of my time dealing with discipline than teaching.
Mm.
And that's very hard for me.
Hmm.
It's very, how should I put it? It kind of hurts, to be honest, because here I am wanting to impart knowledge and to help you grow and to help you understand, but I have to be spending my time with
Hmm.
dealing with disciplinary issues.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard dealing with middle schoolers, especially eighth graders.
Mm.
It's very difficult.
What would you
Because
say?
when I see you, sorry, when I see you with your kids, I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, oh my God, I think she's having the time of her life.
I am having the time
Because
of my life, of course.
this is what I want to do. I see how appreciative your kids are, and I must take this time to say you are doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
I really love the things that you are doing,
Thank
and I
you.
watch your videos, and I'm like, wow,
Thank you
like
so much.
that's the life.
This is why I
You're
said I would
welcome.
never. You cannot tell me you're gonna place me in middle school and high school. Keep it. Keep it. I am not prepared,
I
nor do
thought about
I
it. I thought
envision
about it.
myself being prepared to go teach middle and high school. My daughter is
Cool.
in school, and it's just whatever I need. I don't need no more because she's a lot already, right? So just her is enough for me to say no, thank you.
Yes,
So
yes.
let me just give kudos where kudos are due, as you are doing something I know for a fact
You're
I
not gonna do.
qualify myself from completely, you know. But
Totally understand.
not doing it.
And I
Question.
think they placed you there because, well, they placed me there because of the grade levels I was teaching back home.
Okay.
Because I used to teach a C-set group
Yeah,
and the
big kids,
seventh
yeah.
graders, so
Yeah,
that's why they.
those are big kids. You know, I've always been
Yes,
elementary. I don't want to be nowhere else
elementary.
because kids, when they're little, they're so much more receptive to what you're doing.
Yes,
They want to
absolutely. Yes,
learn, they want to impress you. You're still working on their confidence. It's just so much groundwork to do, and I much rather to deal with them when they're still in that groundwork phase where you can still plant a
yes,
little seed and watch it grow and watch them have their little aha moments and watch them get
true.
excited for school. I don't think I would have the same joy in middle school knowing that my kids don't want to come to school and I have to be pulling teeth
Yes,
out of them every day. I don't know how you do it. God give
that's
you the
true.
strength
It's
because
hard.
it would be something that drains me, but I think everybody is placed exactly where they're
They're
supposed to
supposed
be.
to be.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Right. So
Definitely.
that is just God knowing exactly how to
And
use
how should put
all
it?
the pieces Because this year girl here, couldn't survive. Mm-mm. You know, I have a question for you, right? Which
Yes.
was not on my list of questions. Let's talk about your best experience as an educator. And I don't mean here as an educator. Overall, your best experience with a student and your worst experience with a student.
My best. Have I forgiven? I've had so many, especially back home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my kids, my kids back home. It's like up to this day we're like family, and they're grown now. You know, seeing, watching them grow, watching them become. Well, of course, Wolmer's is an all girls school, so I must say, watching them become young ladies. I sit back and I say, wow, I did a great job. It brings me joy because being a teacher for me, it's not just about going in. All right, take out your book. This is the concept for today. Learn and you finish.
Mm-hmm.
I am so much into helping students become the best version of themselves. I've had students who had no support at all, and I was that support system for them. Still am.
Mm-hmm.
I have students who every single Mother's Day, I am getting a gift, even being here. And sometimes I'm like, where's this coming from? I see that I have a package. Package? Where I get package from? And then they would like, I sent you a gift. Mother's Day, Teacher's Day. And they're like, you are definitely, they call me the goat. you know? And that for me
Mm-hmm.
is the best ever
Mm-hmm.
being a teacher in all my 11 years. Seeing my kids become very useful, beneficial persons to
Mm-hmm.
society. That's absolutely it for me. It's not even about the teaching so much,
Mm-hmm.
the math. It's more about life,
Watching them
watching
evolve.
them grow,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing that since I've been on the media, that's when I see a lot of them coming. Oh my God, my teacher. Then when they come into my inbox and they're like, I graduated, I got honors, I am this person, no, I'm that person. Up to the I still cry because I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
it's just
You're an
that
active
for
part of
me
their lives for
melts
a number
my
of
heart
years.
for a number of years,
Mm-hmm.
So that has definitely been my most memorable, the best for me
Mm-hmm.
being a teacher. Those moments.
Wonderful.
The
Wonderful.
worst.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's here.
Okay. Let's go.
And I must say, um, I remember a student. I was speaking to the student, you're not going to do as you please in my room. It's not going to happen. And they decided that I'm still doing what they want to do. I'm like, you have two choices. You're either going to respect my rules or you're going to leave my room. And they decided that they're not going anywhere, but they're not going to accept my rules. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is it. I am the adult, and I'm not going to be in this space. So the student looked at me, and they really and truly used some colorful words to describe me. They were so colorful. I've never, ever had a student speaking to me that way. And I must say, that's when the Jamaican in me came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was so hurtful. And I could not accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to call in the admins and the police officers, and that student was stepping to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ain't no way. If this is going to be the result, I'm going to pack my things and I'm
Mm-hmm.
going home
Mm-hmm.
because I've never encountered this. I'm not going to say there are not students back home who are not um, good or positive or have behavioral issues,
Mm-hmm.
but to that level, not having it.
Yeah.
And so they took the student, they suspended the student, and they asked me, please do not go. We need you. And for me, I was like, no, something must be wrong. This is not for me because
Mhm.
if I'm at the stage where students are finding it okay to speak to me that way, to use those words to describe me and think it's okay, no. And I tell myself, if this is what it's going to be like, and if there are no consequences to it, I'm not
Mhm.
doing it. Because I know what I am worth and I know my value.
Mhm.
It's not about being thinking that you're all that, but it's about students need to be students and they need to learn respect. And so I am very happy that the administration dealt with it
Yes, because there are
because
schools that would not
otherwise,
given you the support.
no, otherwise, I would have been back home by now
Mhm.
because I would not be staying.
Mhm.
I am absolutely not going to appreciate and accept certain behaviors.
Mhm.
Not gonna do it.
Absolutely
So
understandable.
that has definitely been my worst experience as a teacher.
If you were to share advice with someone thinking about applying to teach here, what is some advice that you would give?
Pretty much the same. The first thing I would say is come with an open mindset. It's not what you think it is. It's not what you see out there on the media. And I think one of the things some persons have been saying to me, thank you for being so real. Like we
Mhm.
didn't even know these things are factual. And I'm like, you're most welcome. That's why I make it my duty
Mhm.
to educate others because I know what I faced.
Mhm.
You know? And so I want to say come with an open mindset, be prepared to adjust, be prepared for behavioral issues. You might know it back home depending on where you are teaching, but it's a whole nother level here.
Mhm.
You know, be prepared to be homesick. But um, networking is important. Asking for help is important. You cannot do it on your own. You're gonna need persons. Another thing I would say, been through it, learned it. No. Ask. I don't know how religious people are.
Mhm.
Pray. Pray. And ask God for the spirit of discernment because you're going to face some things here. And sad enough, you're going to face it with your own people. You know what I mean? And
Wait, wait,
that's
wait, wait, wait.
a
Pause. Pause. You have to
pause.
talk about that part. We're not gonna just jump over that part.
So, you would expect one of the things I notice, and I'm going to just say this that others will notice this. We're from different culture, different nationality. You will notice that those of other nationalities, the Hispanic, all the others, they're so united. They're always for each other. But it's such a sad thing for us, Jamaicans, not united. We're more divided.
Mhm.
And it might seem as if persons are for you. But let me tell you something. Once you begin to make a
Don't
difference,
talk about it. Let me. Don't talk about it.
once you begin to make an impact, to make a difference, I'm telling you, persons will turn on you. And not only will they turn on you, they will get others to turn on you. And I want others to understand that it's not a bashing thing, but it's reality. And for me, I always tend to prefer to see the good in people. And even when it's staring me in the face, I'm like, that's not it. And that's how I get hurt a lot of times. But we have to understand there is a limit. There are limits to it. So you're being nice, but don't be overly friendly, especially with your kind, because you will get some very rude awakening right there. It hurts.
Let me look right in my mirror.
It hurts, but it's factual. And I always tell people if it's one thing about Shan, Shani is not hypocritical, and Shani is gonna talk it as it is. I mean, know enough time people try to come up them things, they kind of like, oh, you can't talk about your people, but it's just the reality
It's the
of things.
reality. I
It's the
have
reality.
experienced it for myself. The
Yes.
minute that the minute that it seems as if you're doing well, the minute it seems as if you are being highlighted, you
Yes.
are becoming a standout. The
Mm-hmm.
people who you believed had your back
Mm-hmm.
are no longer in your corner. And it
There
is
we go.
so sad to witness,
Yes.
so sad to experience,
Experience.
devastating, especially because if you are someone with a good heart and intention, you
Yes.
will choose, just like you said, to see the best in in others and operate with the best of intention. So anything that you would want for yourself, you are going to want that for somebody else. So you're
Yes.
going to be there, and when they are being successful and doing the thing, you're in the background cheering them on. And
On.
then the minute the camera shifts to you, is silence. Where the audience there?
I lift up my hands.
Where the audience is? Because
Yes.
there's nobody there
Yes.
giving you the applause.
You
And
know,
it
not
really
getting it.
makes me wonder why, but it's just a reality.
It's
It's
just
just
a
a reality.
reality.
And when you recognize that everybody ain't like you,
Yes. Listen, it
everybody
hurts,
is
but you gotta know
going
and
to love
adjust
on you the way that you love on them.
on them.
Everyone is
Yes.
not going to give to you the way that you give to them.
Give to them.
Everyone is not going to support
Absolutely.
you the way that you support them.
Mm.
You have
A word.
to take all of it and understand that this is just the reality of it all.
Yes.
Whether you're
Of
there
it all.
here or you're there home,
Boom.
right? It's just that we will see it a little bit clearer here because
Here.
we are looking to have that
Yes.
team. Once you enter a school and you find out, oh, another Jamaican is here, it's like something just calms your spirit because
Yes.
somebody else is in here that is just like me.
Like a piece of home. There we go.
Man,
There we
that is when
go.
you need to walk in there with that discernment because your own people very quickly
They will.
become your
Yes.
enemies.
That's right. Absolutely. And that's very factual.
You don't need to skirt around it. It's just a fact.
Mm-mm. It's just a
Hmm.
fact.
Hmm.
And we need to learn to be honest.
Yep,
Yes. So
absolutely.
that's that. It's just what it is. So,
Mhm.
another advice:
Yes.
learn to spend wisely.
Hmm.
Don't follow the crowd.
Hmm.
Don't buy the expensive this and the expensive that, and to show off on this one and that one. Spend wisely. Learn to budget.
Yes.
Because if it's one thing I know,
Hmm.
it's not like back home where you can call your landlord and say, hey, give me till next week to pay the rent. No.
How many
3 days has passed.
apartments you drive past, Shan? How many apartments you drive past and see them things throughout the ground and
Out the door.
everybody picking and choosing what they want out of them.
What they want.
And it's just
Yes.
3 days late.
3 days.
Late, five tops.
Three.
You're late. And
Mm-hmm.
on day
Yes.
six, all of you something them out the door.
Gone.
Don't bother
Mm-hmm.
feel like say you
Yeah.
have key and them can't access your apartment. Don't bother with that.
They put you out.
All of you still outside. You
So
know?
you better spend wisely.
Yeah.
Try to ensure that you take care of your bills first.
Absolutely.
And one of the key things I spoke about to anyone who is coming on this J1 program, don't leave home with the idea that you're coming here to save everybody backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave home with the idea that, oh yes, mommy, I come and I'm gonna send Tom $100.
No.
And this one when I get 5 bills.
Mm.
It's not gonna happen that way. So do not make promises
And it should not
because
happen
you
that way.
yourself, it should not happen that way because you yourself, you're going to need so much support when you just start.
Yeah.
So
Nobody
it's
should
very
be at home
important.
waiting for you with a handout saying, oh, because you went to foreign, you have all of these things and you have this
It's
amount
foreign,
of
you
things
know.
now.
It's foreign you come
No,
from.
no, absolutely not. And you might compare because people are at home comparing, oh, $100 in Jamaica is nothing but $100 from foreign is this. So when you compare the cost of living, right? Them a live better over there. Not true.
Not true.
right?
Not true.
Not true.
And
All
I
of
met
it
that
is
very
relative.
early. Not true.
All of it is relative to where you're living at the time. And
Yes.
you will find out
Yes.
very soon if those people had a similar experience, they would probably approach it differently. So please,
Yes.
yeah, I reiterate that. Don't come here thinking
That's
you're going to
true.
save everybody at home. We don't have
No,
time for that. You're
not
building
happening.
yourself. You're building yourself. If you
Yes.
are so successful at some point and you are able to do that, fine. But the intention should always be to secure yourself and your family first.
There we go. First,
Mm-hmm. All
the
right.
very first thing.
Let's shift. Let's shift. That was a heavy. I love that interview. Love it.
Heavy, heavy segments,
Love it.
but very much necessary.
Absolutely. All right. Let's go to the rapid fire
All
questions. This is
right.
the part of the interview because we're wrapping it up, wrapping it up, wrapping it up. Right. So I'm gonna ask you three, four
Hmm.
questions. You're gonna
Yes.
answer me quick. I might ask you why. I might ask you what. I might disagree, but we'll see. Right.
All right.
So,
All right.
question number one:
Yes.
juicy beef or tasty?
Oh my Jesus. Tasties. Tasties. No doubt about it. Tasties.
Continental breakfast. You want your bagels and your eggs and your turkey sausage and you want that, or you want your ackee and saltfish and
Give
your
me my
dumpling
ackee and
and
my
your mashed
saltfish and my fried dumpling. And my nice little cocoa tea on the side.
ma'am, please. And I'm not a cocoa tea, but you know what tea I love? Wait, name. Wait, name. It's not
The
cocoa tea.
Milo,
No, ma'am. What am I for grate it? It's not the cocoa tea.
the chocolate
Good
tea.
for- And it's good for poison. What they call it, Lord Jesus? What they call it?
No,
I
the
had it
only thing I know good for poison is busy.
busy.
It's
That's
busy you're talking?
that is
Okay.
my tea. That is the tea where me love drink
A
me.
very good one.
Anytime my mother make busy tea, she make sure say I get at
You
least
have
a
to get
cup.
your cup.
Absolutely. Right? All right. Uniform or no uniform? Students.
Uniform.
Why?
I think they have too much of a leeway when they don't wear uniform and they wear the most ridiculous clothing
What's the
items.
most
I,
ridiculous
I, I
thing
hate
you've
it.
seen?
Oh, Jesus. Wow. How do I put this nicely? Everything exposed.
And they're just allowed to come in. You see, such a grand difference, because meanwhile, in Jamaica, they're measuring to
You're
see
getting locked out.
you're locking
So
out
your
the
pants all the way down here.
if your pants
Uh-huh.
is down here and if your skirt is
Yeah.
not this distance below your knee.
There we go. So
I know, quite a culture shock. I'm telling you.
yes,
Dress code
they do
alone.
tell them. They will say, put on a jacket over that or call
But
home to get a change up.
they
But
don't gotta listen, so they don't have to do it. There
no,
is no accountability where that is concerned because they're gonna say between parents and other people who are in support of that, they may say, "Oh
a
well,
lot
oh well,
happening.
you can't. It doesn't matter what they wear and how does that affect their learning and
But
so
they're
on and so
learning.
forth." No. We just leave that. You choose your battles, right?
Let it be.
What is one non-negotiable item that you would bring from Jamaica to here?
My taste is patty.
You
When
know that.
I am traveling, I must have my boxes of tasties patty.
You know that Juicy is expanding here. You know that, right?
Yes, and I'm going to speak to management for tasties,
Okay, kindly,
so that we can have it.
kindly,
Yeah,
because
we need that
we
expansion.
open up in Atlanta, which I drove to the other day. I wait in
Wow.
line for about an hour for go buy two patty
See?
because, right? So taste they need to get with the program.
Yes, they do. Level it up.
Please, because we've been dying for the tasty party and it just lasts
Tasty patty.
so long tasty that Jamaica and them won't come up here.
Yeah, they
Oh
need to,
my
man.
goodness.
I'm telling you, it's my tasties patty for me. I have to travel with my tasties patty.
What you going
But
to
then
have
you
with
have the
tea?
other things with the seasonings. When I came up here the first year, I work with season that lasted me for one entire year.
Mm-hmm. The seasons up
One
here are
year.
different too, you know.
They're
It makes your
different.
food.
So it still give me a feel of back home.
Mm-hmm.
Who put in a little better pack curry, I'm a little Maggie, I'm a little, you know. So those are, and my crackers, my tough crackers.
So like my
My tough
mother, every day my mother
crackers.
eat crackers. My brother had to ask her, "Mommy, what kind of nutrients you get from eating crackers and tea every day? What you get out of the breakfast there?" But yes, that's what it is. What it is. Oh my goodness, Shan, such a pleasure. Such a pleasure talking to you. Before we
Same
go,
here.
please tell us, how do we interact with your content? Where can we find you?
You can find me on all, well, not, I'm not going to say all, the three social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. The handle is Shan the Talented One. No space, no hyphen, everything is merged. ChantheTalentedOne.
Girl
Because
can
after
spell.
all,
Girl
I'm
can
just super
spell.
talented.
Girl can spell. Hey, girl can spell. Girl can sing. Girl can teach. Girl just come up here and just wax off everything and make everybody say,
That's why she named
"Oh,
Shan the Talented One.
love it, love it, love it." All right, Jan. Oh my goodness. Absolute pleasure having you on. I
Thank you
am looking
so much.
forward to another time where we have another conversation. But thank
Yes.
you for taking the time and opportunity to talk with me today. And I'm
Thank you
wishing you
so much for
all the best.
inviting
I'm
me.
looking out for more content. You know, I'm always
Thanks.
commenting on the stuff once I spot them. So I will continue to look for your content and support your
Yes.
content and post it to my story and do all that
Sorry.
because I think you are doing a fantastic, fantastic job. And I think it's
Thank
so
you
important
so
for
much.
us all to continue to support each other where we can.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and keep doing the good work.
Trying,
This
girl.
is definitely a very good thing to have. Absolutely. And I thank you so much for inviting me on your platform.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay,
Yes.
until next time, we'll see you
Yes.
here.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.